those were the best times in life, going with my cousins, Matt and Shane, and Justin and Ashley, to Killarney, which I'm sure the water there wasn't much cleaner than this. And every kid would get a chance to kneeboard. We called it tunnel boarding, but every kid would get a chance to kneeboard. And boy, that was the best day of the year. It's Friday night, and I'm the only one home, so I'm gonna take Ashley's kayak out for a little stroll through the water here locally. She's at work. She's had a long week, so they're celebrating being done seeding. And I am going to celebrate my own little way by taking this little rascal out for a scoot. If I can flip this over in my head. Ah, she's front heavy. Alright, can I get under there? Now we're just gonna walk down the street. We don't got too far to go. I'm sure the neighbors are gonna love this. All right, safety first, everybody. Let's put this in the water. Oh, let's go. So I brought something for my GoPro. One of these mounts, so I can attach the GoPro to the front there. I'm gonna put it right there. I really need to give that dead cat a trim. We are jet set satellite, as they say here in my home country. It's a band from way back when. Way back in the late 90s, I believe. Alright, now, how does this work? That way? Oh, there we go. Oh, no. Need it more like that. You know, I thought this guy up here had a remote controlled boat because I heard an electric motor. But it just appears like it's a weed whacker behind him. So I was pretty excited there for a second, because cool, I can go see what this remote control boat is and maybe race it or something, but that ain't happening. Oh, it's just a young couple. I'm gonna go creep on them. Go find some ducks. I should have brought my other GoPro so I could kind of... Oh, there's some mallards. Ooh, it's the bachelor pad. There's a bunch of male mallards, but no females. I've actually owned a house on this street essentially since 2005. And this is the first time that I've been in this lake. We'll leave the young couple at peace. And we're gonna go to the other side of the lake. But first, I'm gonna... They're Ashley size, these foot pegs. And I go back there. Ah, much better. Alright, afterburner time. Straight into the sunset. Isn't this a beauty? There's a lot of seaweed in here. You know, I wish I knew more about seaweed. Right? I don't know. You know what? It's crazy, like it's still May, albeit it's May 31st in the evening. But can't believe the seaweed's so long. As much as I love the lake and the water and the having a house on the water, the lack of use like swimming and docks and fishing and boating. I guess you can come on with a kayak or a canoe. It really kills the fun. It's like growing up beside a hockey rink and not having any skates. So you see all the fun that could be had. But no, not for you. I'm pretty sure I have a beverage here somewhere. Okay, yes I do. Alright. See what we have? We have a little Mr. McGolden. McGolden for McGolden hour. You may or may not get that. Golden hour is what photographers call the hour around sunset or sunrise. It's when the best Instagram bangers are taken. Yeah, I know what the kids are saying. Do I like it? Not at all. Oh, we'll just put this back here somewhere. We'll throw it in the trunk. We'll let the fuzz go down. Now let's hope that this doesn't taste too much like coffee. Man, there's a lot of sirens over there. I always used to think, like as a kid, you think that sirens are, oh, the cops are after me. Then you realize the cops don't use sirens, really. It's like the ambulance and the fire trucks. So no one's chasing you, bud. I'll take it. You know, that poor house over there, they have a slide into their pool. I mean, to live so close to the water and yet have to have a pool because you're not allowed to swim in here. That being said, I don't know if you'd want to swim in here. I mean, I would. I'd swim in anything. Like, I don't know. I think we underutilize our river. We have the Red River. It's clay-based. It's really silty, dirty. Like, dirty as in, like, you can see, like, this far in it. Because the water's so mucky. But that doesn't mean it's bad. I mean, what's really being put into that water other than fertilizer runoff? Like, oh, there must be dead bodies, people say. I doubt it. And if there is dead bodies, nobody in Grand Forks or Fargo are throwing any dead bodies into the river. If anything, it's happening north of where we are. My old boss, his father-in-law, parents, they live on the Red River. And they had a dock and stuff, and they had a big dike as well. And they would go skiing and stuff on the river. I was so jealous. Like, that's all I ever wanted, is to live on the water and be able to go wakeboarding. And now it's wake surfing, but wakeboarding and skiing, and those were the best times in life, going with my cousins, Matt and Shane, and Justin and Ashley, to Killarney, which I'm sure the water there wasn't much cleaner than this. And we go for a couple days in the summer, we go camping. And my two uncles, my Uncle Larry and my Uncle Alv, they shared a boat. So we'd go out with them. And every kid would get a chance to kneeboard. We called it tunnel boarding. But every kid would get a chance to kneeboard. And boy, that was the best day of the year. Like, that was my Christmas. And it usually kind of was in July, because after we're done spraying, you know, and harvest hasn't started yet, there's no winter wheat harvest, we get this July time. And, you know, baseball's winding down, or we maybe put a team in the Clearwater Sports Day, a baseball team, and then we'd go to Killarney. And often we'd have a campsite right on the lake. And so you'd have your tent or your camper set up. The lake's right there, and Uncle Larry would pull the boat right up. Man, that dog is just chasing that poor duck around the yard. Anyways, Uncle Larry would pull the boat up. Oh, here's some ducklings, just nibbling on all the seeds on the water. very cute. Growing up, I used to spend a lot of time in the water. We had a river behind our house, and my friends and I, and my brother, Doug, we would attempt to build rafts out of pallets and pop bottles and stuff. In reflection, we had no idea what we were doing, but it was fun. And we tried to go fishing on these rafts. And each person could maybe fit on one raft. We all thought we were Huckleberry Finn. And there's a story where my buddy Stu, we actually decided to go fishing off the raft right outside where the beaver lodge was, kind of behind our houses. And it was in the forest and stuff. It was way back there. And right along what we call the river trail. And lo and behold, Stu caught a fish. It must have been a jack. We don't know. Because Stu was too scared to touch it. Plus he was on this rickety raft that was like very topsy-turvy. And so he was trying to paddle back into shore with this fish still attached to his line. And so I think he stuck the fishing pole under his armpit and was trying to paddle in, and he ended up just going around in circles until the fish got off the hook somehow. And I don't remember ever actually catching a fish in the river, in the Boyne River behind our house, in our little fishing hole. We tried and we tried. We never caught any fish. And to us, it was a big, ginormous, awesome river. But in all reality, it's pretty small. And, you couldn't even traverse it with a canoe, really, because there's so much deadfall. But we had good times. Another story is that my friend Colby and I, we spent a lot of time together, especially in the kind of junior high and high school age groups. And we spent a lot of summers together because he was around. His dad was a gym teacher as well as my dad. And there was a little bit of a dam in the river by Chicken Delight, one of the restaurants in town. And it was in a close biking range. It was a couple blocks away from my house. So we'd go there, and there's these rapids after the dam. A lot of bigger rocks and stuff, where the river was pretty shallow. And so we'd find crayfish under all these rocks. And we had like competitions as to A, how many crayfish we could catch, and then B, trying to get our crayfish to fight each other, which actually never actually happened. We claimed it did, but it never did. And Colby would go up to his knees or whatever his shorts. He always get his shorts wet. And he'd stick an ice cream pail behind the crayfish, or a net or something, and put a stick in front of them, and they squirt backwards. They swim backwards right into his trap. And that was the best way of doing it. But the fish I was always get right into the water. I'd bring my trunks and go head in and basically just hold on to the rocks as the current would sweep by me. And I probably didn't catch as many crayfish, but I had a lot more fun doing that than he did. Good times in Carmen, Manitoba. Yeah, I bet you Colby probably grabbed more crayfish than I did. And then, because we thought we were all so cool, we would take the crayfish back home, put them in an old camping pot, and then we'd put them on the fire. We'd start a fire in the backyard, and we thought, okay, we're going to cook these and eat these river crayfish. Well, again, a nice thought for a couple of 13-year-olds, but I don't remember it ever coming to pass where we actually ate any of those crayfish, but I'll probably tell my kids someday that we did. Hey, Colps? Good times. Yeah. My friend Daryl, he lived by the river as well, but further into town. And one time, Daryl and I, and probably Colby, and I think Leah, yes, maybe Harley? No. We decided the river was really high, and this would have been maybe in 2002 or 3 or 4. One of these years, maybe 4, when we had the high water. We decided we were going to do this river float and float down the river. And so we jumped in by Daryl's house, by the Carmen water treatment plant, like where the water tower is, I think. And then we floated all the way down, basically, to Carmen Golf Club, to the golf course, by where my cousin Tracy lives now, all the way almost to the dam there, probably to the dam in the golf course on hole number. What hole is that? 18, 17. It took us a few hours, but I remember thinking, I was worried that my shins were really gonna get knocked and cut up. Because when you float in the Boyne River, you're just liable to hit something in the water. You just know, if it's not gonna be a shopping cart, it's gonna be some fallen tree or something. But more likely a shopping cart that some kid threw into the river. But no, it wasn't too bad. It was fun. The water was warm, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. Maybe bring some tubes this time. I think we brought some smaller like dinghies, but I ended up just being in the water the whole time and floating down. It was a hoot and a half. We got to do that again. Maybe not on the Boyne, especially with the water being so low here in Manitoba right now. Have to find, maybe even do it on the Assiniboine. That could be fun. Anyways, we certainly had a lot of fun growing up. Carmen, Manitoba, the pride of the prairies. Very pleasant place to live, or that's what our town motto is. I think I'm all alone here. I think we're alone now. Doesn't seem to be any other boats around. Alright, I think that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed today's kayak with me here at the Lakeshore Lake in Waverly Heights, Winnipeg, Manitoba. And please join me again next time. And thanks for enjoying the sunset with me.